Hey guys, Fusebox back on Raid Shadow Legends, and we're going to answer the most common question no matter where you are in the game. Who should I build next? That's a tough question to answer, but if you know where to be looking, basically we're going to prioritize Raid Shadow Legends from start to finish. Shouldn't take too long, but it will give you, no matter where you are in the game, an idea of what and who you should be building. So let's just jump into it and look at how to choose. Who should I take the 60 next? Who gets my books next? Who do I want to work on? And yes, even down to the rares, this will help you answer your questions. First thing you want to do, obviously, take your starter. Usually it's Kale, probably the best choice because he can be used in more places than just campaign. Max that starter out. Take that starter to level 60. Give them all the epic books they can until they're maxed. That way you can push first into stage 12-3 Brutal. Once you get to 12-3 Brutal, you're going to be able to make all this food that makes all these other heroes stronger. It's going to be your fastest bet while earning silver. So definitely get in there. Start leveling up all these. You see, I level up these guys. Incubi. I got an army of Incubi constantly making 5-star chickens just to get myself going. So the first place to focus is campaign. That means get your starter to 60 so you can farm 12-3 Brutal. If you do get a better farmer, it may be worth doing early on. Just get them done so you can level everybody faster. People like Fellhound, people like Bellower can be really fast. They're both rares, easy to get. If you're lucky enough to get like a Queen Eva, go ahead and make that fast farmer. Get this done. Okay, next place you're going to be focusing on really is going to be Clan Boss. Now this seems counterintuitive. You definitely want to be diving into dungeons and always playing arena, right? There should always be a focus on arena and dungeons no matter what, but I say be looking for heroes that are good on Clan Boss. For the most part, they're going to be amazing in dungeons and elsewhere anyways, so you want to start getting shards to pull new heroes, and I'm telling you, without spending money, the best place to do it is to jump into Clan Boss, and you're looking for early on poisoners. Maybe if you get lucky enough to get an ally protection early on, it's a big deal, but you can see we get good shards. This is where you're going to get legendary books. You're going to get a lot of good gear as you're climbing. So definitely jump in, start hitting your Clan Boss. Your starter kill is perfectly fine for getting all the way into Nightmare. I've built an Ultra Nightmare team with him. But you're looking for unkillable heroes, right? You know all the teams. There's Man-Eater teams. Go to deadwoodjedi.com and check out all the teams. You can go ahead and build unkillables with, if you get a Demitha, you're halfway there. That's all you need with just the right speed tunes. If you can get people like Warcaster, Man-Eater, double Man-Eaters, Helicath, so many unkillable teams out there. Be learning who they are, learning how to build them. Go to all these YouTube pages. I've got plenty that I've built for other people, plenty that I've built as I went through the years. But you want to get a good team going, and if not, we've got advice like making sure you bring attack down. I've got videos on all this, early Clan Boss, how to build a Nightmare team without any unkillables and just rares. So there's plenty of ways to do it. Just know the heroes you need for your Clan Boss, be looking for those heroes and building them next. That should be your second priority. Now, unfortunately, you're always going to be having to run potions and the Minotaur, but your next focus does need to be on gear, and you're going to get the good gear once you're pushing these dungeons. I say focus really hard. Try to get around stage 15 if you can on all of them as early as possible. Your Clan Boss heroes and arena heroes, anybody that you're getting that you know is good in either one is probably going to be useful here. But this is where you're going to spend most of your energy and most of your time. Is coming into Dragon is the most important early on. You always need Spider for silver, and that accessories is the only place you can really earn them. And then you're going to really be pushing Fire Knight, a lot of Fire Knight. Do not worry about Iron Twins, and do not worry about the Sand Devils Necropolis for a long time. Do not worry about them. It's going to end up just being an energy drain on you. Now, if you're further on, we'll get to when you probably want to focus on those things. But once you've gotten Clan Boss down, you definitely have a good farmer. You need to be hitting these dungeons until your gear makes you... gear is the game. I'm telling you, gear is the game, so keep collecting gear. There are plenty of guides. I've got plenty myself, just what kind of gear is good. So start grinding it out and start thinning it out so you have silver and stronger heroes. Okay, if you are doing as good as you can on the Clan Boss and you are hopefully grinding at least stage 20 on dungeons. Now it's time to really put your focus on faction wars. You want to know who to build next? Which faction do you still need to get to 63, and what are you missing? Are you missing somebody who can revive or heal, and do you have them in your bags? Are you just missing more damage or somebody with a bigger shield to finish out one of these? Build them up. You can get away with a lot of support champions at 550, but that will depend on your gear. So if you're following this path, you've already focused on gear pretty hard at this point. Hopefully you can get through it. Forge passes are great. All of them are worth it. All of them are worth it. The more early you are, the better they are for you too. So do the forge passes. But your next focus should be on faction wars. You want to get Lydia, and you want to get her quickly. She's going to make anything that you are working on easier. She's going to make progression in the next area you really want to start pushing easier. So definitely go for your Lydia. Try to beat every single faction war. If you're not done with these, but you're doing fine on clan boss and you're doing good on your dungeons, this is where you're going to get your answer. Who do I need? I need somebody in the orcs. Or who do I need? I need somebody over here in the undead. Look through it. Think about what you're missing. Support, damage, control, build that hero. Hop in my Discord. Everybody will help you out. We'll all talk about what it is we think you're missing, how we got through it. But this should be the answer to a lot of people. The majority of the game is going to get answered right here. Who do I build next? By the time you're done with faction wars, you're going to have a lot of good heroes and options. Okay, you're a dungeon farmer. You've got clan boss on lockdown. You're getting your Lydia. Faction wars are solid. What do you worry about next? Doom Tower. Doom Tower is definitely where you need to be. You should be here even on, at least on normal, way before now, but your focus should now be on Doom Tower. You should be building, talk to people. What is it that you're missing? What are you struggling with in the waves? If you're still needing more speed, back to the dungeons while you build heroes for Doom Tower. There are definitely heroes that shine really, really strong in Doom Tower. A lot of control champions, and again, we're not trying to pick 2 or 3 names. It depends on who you have in your bag. So feel free to hop in like my Discord. It's in the description below, and ask everybody in there, who would you build for these waves, this boss? But have an idea of, if you have some of the heroes you've seen people using on one of these bosses, then start building a team around them with the heroes you have not built yet. Because this is where a lot of rewards, it's one of the most rewarding feeling things in the game when you finally push through it and beat it. And then you get it all on lockdown, and you're just getting so many rewards. Back to the clan boss page. If you are beating rotations in Doom Tower and you've got your dungeons on lockdown, you're making your loot on clan boss every day, the only place left to look, well, there are 2, but it's Hydra. You really want to start building teams specifically for Hydra. A lot of the heroes you're already using will fit in here. So strong arena builds, they're definitely going to probably fit on the Hydra. You don't want to tear things apart, but you do want to start building Hydra teams. It feels difficult, but again, you got to talk it out with people. Who do you have, and what kind of stats do you need? That's really all it comes down to. But building people specifically for Hydra, maybe you haven't built one hero that has an HP burn. Oh, Tila, right? Now that she's got her buff, and you're like, okay, I could use the Hex and the HP burn and the Leech. Go ahead, it's time to build her. You don't need her for anything else, but now you can use her on Hydra to get better loot, more gear, more rewards, more soul shards. There are only a couple of places left in the game, and that's what you will be doing next. Your focus is really going to become PvP by this point. I can promise you, you're going to be interested in Arena because there's nowhere else to improve if you've beaten all the other things. Hopefully you've been pushing it the whole time. Again, it always should be a necessity. But at this point, you're looking for PvP champions, honestly. And now it's time to focus on Iron Twins and the Sand Devil Necropolis, if you have not already, because that's the last of the game. You're at the end of the game at this point. You've beaten everything else. You have it, and that means lockdown. If you don't have something on lockdown, full auto, easy runs, you're getting through Doom Tower, everything's going the way you want, you still have work to do in those places. That's definitely my first suggestion before you just go on. In game, you've beaten the content, and now you just need something to do. This finally opens up into building whoever it is you want. I build champions just for fun, just to try them out so that you don't have to waste your resources if they turn out not so good. but definitely have fun with the game as you go. Just because people will tell you you need this hero. I was told every step of the way, you can't do it without Duchess. You can't do it without this hero, that hero. Well, you can do it. You can do it, but it will take gear. So remember, gear is almost more important than heroes. Of course, the abilities that heroes carry sometimes is absolutely a necessity. There's no other way around some abilities on some content. But when you're trying to figure out who to build, just look at where you're stuck. And that is the order for 2023 going on that I would be looking at to start deciding who I should build next out of the heroes that I've pulled. Hopefully this helps you out. If you've got any other things that I might have missed, drop them in the comments. And until next time, enjoy the grind.